What's up, gang? Toby here with Toby's Takes, episode 5 of Toby's Takes. And today we're going to be talking about maybe not a subject that's near and dear to my heart. Maybe a subject that I really don't like at all. And that is the 2020 election that is upcoming soon, this November. Now, as hopefully all you guys know, anyone who knows me knows that I was a big Bernie guy. I still am a big Bernie guy. But Bernie Sanders, he had a good run, but it doesn't look at all like he has a chance to win this thing anymore. So that really leaves 2020 election. I talked about this a bit on in the coronavirus episode. We have Joe Biden versus Donald Trump as our two choices in the 2020 election, and that is literally like the worst case scenario. Like the two people, the last two people on Earth. Actually, that's not true. That's not necessarily true. But like the two worst people who we could have in this election. I mean, Trump was a given, of course, because he's the incumbent. But Joe Biden was literally like the worst person who could have won the primary, and he's the guy who won, which I'm upset about because we could have had Bernie Sanders, and we threw that chance down the fucking drain. So, yeah, Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. I think, first, I guess I'll just, how I intend to vote. I think I am going to, I don't know, I live in Massachusetts, and Massachusetts always goes Democrat. So I think even if I do vote, like no matter how I vote, it probably won't even matter because Massachusetts is a blue state basically no matter what. But I think I probably will vote for Joe Biden, but just because I remember I talked about this, I think I talked about this in my New Year's episode, the New Year's Special 6. I talked about this. I can't do 4 more years of this Trump shit. I really can't do it. Joe Biden would be a fucking disaster on nearly every level. Like, Joe Biden's brain doesn't even work anymore. Like, he's falling apart. He can't go through a single speech without making some kind of gaffe. The man has been high ever since what was it, March 17th, Super Tuesday 3 as they call it, and that was basically where his win was solidified. He's just completely fallen off the map. The man has not been saying anything. The man has just fallen. It's like when Hillary Clinton, after she lost to Trump, she basically, for like the whole year after that election, she basically just went into the woods and hid away. And that was actually, if nothing else, that was the stupid fucking people on motorcycles. That's actually not a motorcycle, that's a truck, but stupid people with their loud ass trucks. What was I was talking about Hillary Clinton. Yeah, that was like the one upside of the 2020 election. We may have gotten Trump, and Trump has been an absolute disaster on everything. But we did not have to deal with Hillary Clinton for like a year after that election, and that was like the one upside. But back to Joe Biden, Yeah, give me a minute. I'm gonna think about some shit real quick. I'm actually gonna turn the camera off so the pressure's not on me, and it's less editing work to do. Okay, and we're back. I took a bit of an extended break there, trying to think of just trying to get my thoughts in order, trying to think of what I could say. But I feel like I don't really have much else to say on this matter. I feel like I've already said everything that I want to say. And Toby's Takes, it's just about saying what you got to say and saying it. So I guess I'll wrap it up here. I think as of right now on April, what day is it? Is it April 6th? April 7th that I'm recording this? April 6th, somewhere in the window of April 6th to April 8th. I've kind of lost track of the time. As of that time window, I think I'm putting the odds, I think I think Trump probably, and this is just my prediction. I feel like anything could change. This is not a set in stone prediction. This is not a static prediction. This is definitely subject to change. And as this race goes along, I think I will update my my predictions. I think, or as of right now, 70. I think Trump wins. Trump wins 70% to 30% odds. I put 70% on a Trump win, and that's disheartening because, as I mentioned before, I cannot do 4 more years of this Trump shit. But I just think Trump's approval rating, I think it's above 50%. I forget what the most recent numbers are, but I believe it's above 50%. I think Trump's approval rating specifically on coronavirus, I think, was at like 60%. Even though Trump's handling of the coronavirus situation has been abysmal, his approval numbers are actually above water, even though they probably shouldn't be. I think the coronavirus itself, I think the numbers show the Republicans they're less likely to be worried about the virus. Like, they're not as worried about going outside, crowded groups. So I think, as compared to Democrats, who are more likely to be more worried about the coronavirus situation, so I think that'll probably help Trump. You'll have a lot more Democrats who choose to stay home and not vote for their own safety, not to get the coronavirus, and you have a lot of Republicans who, I think probably by November, if this thing is still around by November, which it very possibly might still be, I think maybe the situation has gotten so bad by that point that you have basically no choice but to be worried about it. But I think a lot more Republicans are going to go out to vote than Democrats, so that'll probably help Trump. I'm actually hoping that, and I don't like Nancy Pelosi at all, but I do agree with Nancy Pelosi when she said that we should move to a complete vote by mail system. I think that is probably just the best way to handle. There's a bug on my phone right now. He's just chilling, he's not really doing anything. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, I think vote by mail, I think, is definitely the way to go in this situation, so you can still vote without risking yourself being infected with a deadly virus. That is definitely the way to go. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's what should happen, but I don't think it is what's going to happen. As I said before, I'm probably going to vote for Joe Biden just because I feel like I just feel like this kind of responsibility to vote, no matter who the candidates are. I know a lot of people are either going to vote third party or not vote at all because both of the candidates suck, but I feel like I don't know, I feel like voting is kind of a responsibility, which I wish a lot of more young people felt that way, because I remember when Massachusetts, we had our primary on Super Tuesday. I was talking to a lot of people, and I was honestly, I talked to a lot of people who just didn't care about politics at all. People who thought like that whoever wins is not really going to affect them, and that's just not the case. Politics, it encapsulates everything. So I was disheartened when I really saw it firsthand that a lot of young people they really don't give a damn about politics. They don't vote at all. Because that's another thing. Bernie Sanders, he was kind of relying on the youth turnout to win this thing. And I turned out. I'm a youth. But a lot of the youth just didn't turn out. And that's a part of the reason why Bernie Sanders lost on Super Tuesday. And even after that was so disappointing. But, yeah, I mean, we're fucked. Oh, man. I hope one day I can make I can make a political episode of Toby's Takes without the conclusion being that we're fucked. But, for the foreseeable future, that's just not going to happen. So, episode 5 of Toby's Takes. That seems like it's it. I think we'll end it off right there. that was a good episode. Okay, guys, we're back. I did a little cutaway there. Took the jacket off. As you can see my bare arms, my sickly pale arms. I'm gonna fuck that intro.